farmers from the Udawalawa zone in the south of Sri Lanka protested and engaged in a satyagraha campaign for almost a month, demanding that water be released from the Samanala Wewa to the Udawalawa Reservoir so they could nurture their rice fields. As the country's power and energy minister said that releasing water from the Samanala Wewa to the Udawalawa Reservoir would result in power cuts to the southern province, a limited water supply was made available to the rice farmers. On Monday, Sri Lanka's cabinet of ministers decided to release water from the Samanala Wewa for agricultural purposes, and thus water was released from 2:30 a.m. on Tuesday. The Mahawali Authority of Sri Lanka said it would take at least another 2 days to release the required amount of water. The Ceylon Electricity Board said that water is being released from the Samanala Wewa while adding 120 megawatts of electricity from the power plant to the national grid. 42 cubic meters of water were released per second from the Samanala Wewa on Tuesday morning. 289 cubic feet of water were released per second from the Udawalawa Reservoir to the rice fields via the Southern Bank Canal, while 196 cubic feet of water were released via the Left Bank Canal. However, the amount of water that should be released to meet the requirements of the farmers should be increased to 700 cubic feet per second. It takes approximately 9 hours for water to flow from the Samanala Wewa to the Udawalawa Reservoir. Rice farmers from Ambilipitia said they would continue with the Satyagraha campaign until their rice fields receive water. Tuesday marks 16 days since the rice farmers launched the Satyagraha campaign.
We will not abandon our cause until every rice field receives water. We will also launch a movement to demand compensation. The cabinet earlier said they will not be able to provide electricity if water is released. The president also said the same. The farmers have managed to force the president and the cabinet to their knees. If the water released today was released a fortnight ago, all these rice fields could have been saved. Harin Fernando and Manuchanana Ekara, who are political orphans, held a media briefing. They said that an intelligence report revealed that a certain group was trying to incite the farmers and cause trouble. Did the intelligence agencies understand over a month ago that the lives of 85,000 agrarian families and over 65,000 acres of rice fields were at risk of being destroyed? The government must intervene in this disaster. 60% of the rice fields were destroyed because of this tug of war. However, if this decision had been taken a fortnight ago, 80% of these rice fields could have been saved. We have some cruel rulers who would simply allow these crops to die.
Many rice farmers in the Hambantota district are anticipating water from the Udawalawa Reservoir so that they can protect their rice fields.
We urge the authorities to expedite the water, to release water and save the farmers. We believe that the farmers from Hambantota will not be able to provide food for their families. We doubt whether the crops will produce a good harvest. We need water. We find it difficult to assume that a good harvest can be reaped.
Cabinet decisions and the water crisis were raised in Parliament on Tuesday.
The
Ministry of Irrigation had not requested water from the Samanala Wewa until the 30th of June. When a request was made on the 30th of June, we made the necessary arrangements. There was also misconception that the issue could have been solved if the water had been released earlier, and that the water is available for another 4 to 5 days. Honourable Speaker, we are managing the water that was released today, and the CEB has also made plans. If our plans are executed, we will be able to generate electricity from the Samanala Wewa Reservoir without any issue until the 15th of October. Then we can ensure continuous supply of electricity. A decision was reached by the Cabinet, and we decided to provide maximum capacity for irrigation and agriculture. It means that from today for 3 days, we will release 3.5 MCM of water while generating electricity. We will release 2.5 MCM of water for the next 5 days. However, by doing so, electricity generation at the Samanala Wewa Reservoir will come to a complete standstill on the 16th of August. Our next option is to purchase electricity. If not, we will have to impose 3-hour power cuts for the Matara, Gaul, Ratnapura and Hambantota districts. If we are to ensure a continuous supply of electricity from the 15th of August, we will have to purchase electricity through the procurement process. The Irrigation Ministry cannot simply give a week's notice for water. We need to forecast this, and that is when we will have to go for emergency purchasing.
කියලා කියන්න බෑ. මේක පුරෝකථනය කරලා කියන්න වෙනවා. එතකොට තමයි අර කියන හදිසි මිලදී ගැනීම වලට යන්න වෙන්නේ. වාරිමාර්ග දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව
The Department of Irrigation made the first request on the 30th of June. I got involved and made submissions to the cabinet for the first time on the 17th of July.
මාසේ 17 වෙනිදා කියන එකත් මම මෙතනදී සිහිපත් කරනවා.
දැන් ජලය නිකුත් කරත් මහා විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් ඒ ගොවින්ගේ වගාබිම් විනාශ වෙනවා. දැන් මොකක්ද ඒකට රජය දෙන උත්තරේ? කිසිම සම්බන්ධීකරණයක් නැහැ.
Even if water is released, swathes of rice fields have been destroyed. What is the government's response to that? There is no coordination within the Ministry of Power and Energy, Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Irrigation. The government's central nervous system has collapsed. The torso does not know what the head is doing and the head does not know what the limbs are doing. Because the woes of the farmers were highlighted by the media and because the farmers protested, you have decided to release water. Now what are you trying to do? You are trying to appoint a select committee against the media.
නෑ නෑ පොඩක් ඉන්න. මේක හරි වැදගත්. දැන් මම අහන්න කැමති අසූචි පෝරගෙනාට තේරීම් කාරක සභා නෑ.
This is important. There is no select committee for importing substandard fertilizer. There is no select committee for the billion rupee tax relief, sugar tax scam, garlic scam and coconut oil scam. But you want a select committee against the media that reveal the issues of the farmers. Who is responsible for the short-sighted decisions that deprive the farmers water? Who are those ministers? Who is at fault?
කවුද වගේ කියන්නේ? කවුද අනතිවරු? කවුද මේ වරද කරේ?
සමනල ජලාශය
Water was continuously released from the Samanala Wewa. However, it was not at the rate expected by the opposition leader. The cabinet of ministers never decided against providing water for agriculture. The cabinet decided to ensure uninterrupted electricity supply while providing water for agriculture.
අකණ්ඩ විදුලි සැපයීමකුත් ලබා දෙන්න කියලා. දැන් මේ හදිසි මිලදී ගැනීමකට යන්නේ.
Why are you opting for emergency purchasing all of a sudden? He said that water was released from the Samanala Wewa even when it was not required for agriculture. You need to correct it and not engage in these illicit acts.
ඒ ජාවාරම කරන්න එපා. ඔබතුමාලා මොන කතාව කිව්වත් මේ රටේ ජනතාවට අවශ්‍ය අකණ්ඩ
No matter what you say, we will not back down in taking decisions to provide an uninterrupted supply of electricity and water to the people.
මන්ත්‍රීතුමා. ඔයක ගිය අවුරුද්දෙත් අපිට තෙල් ගේනකට කිව්වා අපිට
We have heard such things when importing goods, providing electricity, and even when importing fuel.
ඕන තරම් අපි අහලා තියෙනවා.
You cannot reap a paddy harvest by providing water to hay. The necessary decisions were not taken on time. The government only knows to import when a shortage arises. They do the same for eggs, meat and rice. Do we need a government to do all this? The wholesale traders at Second Cross Street in Petta can do a better job. The media drew attention towards the issue. Now the media is being threatened. I am informed that there were calls to appoint a select committee against certain media. Is that your position? You claim that the media is inciting the people, so you are trying to suppress the media via a select committee. We have an insane leader who is governing the country with insanity. He is a dry man.
මේ මනස්ගත සහිත නායකයෙක් ඉන්නවා. තමන්ගේ ඔළුවේ හදාගත්තු මහා විකෘති මනසත් සහිතව රට පාලනය කරමින් ඉන්නේ. විකෘති වියලි. මම එයාගේ මූණට කියලා තියෙනවා. වියලි මිනිහෙක්. තෙතමනයක් නැති මිනිහෙක්.
He has no heart and does not understand the pain of the people. It is no surprise that the rice fields are being destroyed when such a person is ruling the country.
තරණිකාරුම් පුදුම දෙයක් නෙවෙයි.
මම නම් හිතනවා මේ විකාශන
I can see the importance of introducing the Broadcasting Regulatory Commission Act. This is an attempt to create hatred against the government and politicians and move this country to another position. We will not fall prey to these ploys. We debate in Parliament, but we are bound to execute the decisions taken by the government after reaching common ground.
ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න එකට බැඳිලා කටයුතු කරනවා කියන එක මේ වෙලාවේ මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ. මහජන නියෝජිතයෙක් විදියට අපි
If we as public representatives act on the national policy, the number one priority is water, second is agriculture and third is electricity.
විදුලිය කියන ස්ථාවරය තමයි මං හිතන්නේ අපි ජාතික ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් විදියට කටයුතු කරන්න ඕනේ.
ගොයම් පීදෙන වෙලාවේ තමයි මේ වතුර නැතිවීම සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ.
Water was not provided at the most crucial stage of the cultivation. This time we will face an issue with the harvest. This will lead to massive destruction and it would not be taken lightly. We will take our best. We will try our best to compensate the farmers and the president has agreed to it.
ජනතාවට දැන් වෙච්ච හානිය වෙනුවෙන් යම් බන්දි මුදලක් ලබා දීම සඳහා කටයුතු කරා. ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඒ සඳහා එකඟතාවය පළ කළා තියෙනවා.